We're working through all the video tutorials for the Husqvarna Viking Brilliance 75Q. And if you're wondering how to correctly select stitch length, adjust stitch width, or even needle position, this is the video for you. Hi, I'm Sarah from sewingmastery.com, where there is a complete playlist in the description below of all the videos that we have done on this beautiful machine. And when you start learning easy ways to get around and make adjustments, trust me, everything gets easier next time you sit down to sew. So when you have a stitch selected, note that you can come over to the little pencil in the green tab at the top. When you're here, you have options like the stitch length. So right now, a default stitch length is 2.5, that's millimeters, where you can make it taller or longer or shorter. Did you notice that the color of those numbers changed from black to red? Anytime that I've changed a setting, it shows in red. That way you know, oh yeah, it's longer or less than what you started off with. You will also find that you can change this while you're sewing. So if you want to try something with me, let's make this stitch length as long as it'll go, which happens to be 6 millimeters long. That's going to be a really long stitch. So look how fast it's moving my fabric. Then while I'm sewing, I can come over here and shorten it while I go. Now if I get too small, it's going to get down to 0. I'm almost there at 1, so little tiny stitches. But did you see I can change it while I'm sewing? That is super easy. Here, we can change needle positions. Let me just do this while you're looking at the screen. You can see that stitch moving to the right. Look at all the needle positions too. I'm always impressed with this machine, how many I have. So left to right, and also that's another one that you can change while you're sewing. The needle will never get stuck in the fabric because it never changes when it's down, it always changes when it's up. So as I'm making these adjustments or showing you what you can change, know that the machine can handle the changes even while you're sewing. If you want to kind of get everything back to normal, let me show you a quick way on that. So let's say we have our stitch length way long and our needle position's way over here, and we just want to kind of get back to normal. Instead of touching all these little arrows until you get back to the numbers that are black, you can come over to the stitch menu, touch the red tab at the top, and reselect the straight stitch. You kind of heard the machine kind of reset. You even saw the line move back to the center needle position. And if you came back to the edit screen, you can see our numbers are back to normal. The other thing you could do is, let's say we have this all changed up again, and we go to a whole nother stitch and then back to a straight stitch. That also would clear out any settings that you might have added to that stitch. Since we've talked stitch length, let's talk zigzag stitch width. So let's choose a zigzag. Go into our edit menu, and you can see that the default zigzag width is 3 millimeters wide and 4 millimeters long. So as you change it, look at all those increments, so you can dial it in exactly how you want it. You can actually make it longer, shorter, and this is actual size. So if you were looking for a really long zigzag, look, by changing it there, you're going to get exactly what you're looking for. So start to play around with different stitches, knowing you can make them wider or longer. And when you want to go back to normal, you can just reselect the stitch, and look, everything gets you back to where you started. Remember, when you touch and hold this tab at the top, you can get the whole menu of all your stitches and then be able to jump around to all the stitches within a certain lettered menu and be able to start there. Look, if we wanted to adjust this to be longer, see how it shows you it's longer. 7 is as wide as it'll go, so if we wanted it maybe a little bit more petite, we could narrow it down, or we can make it kind of small to fit what we're working with and have some fun with stitches. So if you haven't already started your stitch book, start stitching out these decorative stitches, and we will put the link to how to make your own stitch book in the description below so you can get started right away.